Alright, well hello everyone, and welcome back to part 6 of Let's Play Crash Bandicoot 2 in Insane Trilogy, where we are now going to complete the 4th warp room, also known as the Mountains warp room, which will be Dr. Engine, Behaving, Ruination, and Cold Hard Crash. And I don't know why I'm reading them all backwards. That was totally pathetic, but regardless anyway, we're now going into Cold Hard Crash, which is quite a hard level. In fact, admittedly, I'd say it's probably the hardest level in Crash Bandicoot 2. Many argue, although I'd probably say that the hardest level really in Crash Bandicoot 2, or my least favourite level in Crash Bandicoot 2 at least, is Digging It, which was the level just before this, which I did in my last part, because of the death route, which I'm not a fan of at all. So anyway, we're now in Cold Hard Crash, where things are not exactly that much better, but hopefully we can get this first time around, because Cold Hard Crash is pretty hard, especially with the backtracking the death route. So all death routes had a challenge, but anyway. And something you might be interested to hear is that in the Nintendo Switch version, which I've just recently been playing, these reflective, sort of like, what are they called? Mirrors right here, in the ice, is no longer reflective in the Nintendo Switch version, probably because it's a less powerful system, but it totally makes sense why they do that, but I suppose it is quite an interesting twist. And I am going back to saying a lot in my Let's Play now, which I do not want to do at all. It was something I stopped a while ago, but it's starting to come back, so I'm really going to have to try to keep that under control. So that's the bonus round now completed in Cold Hard Crash. So now we've just got to do the death route, of which took a lot of practice to do the first time around when I tried to figure it out. But there's actually a certain knack to it, a certain way to do it. So what I'm going to show you how to do is, in a minute, the correct way to do it, or the easiest way to do it, that I've recently found out since Insane came out. So what you've got to do here really is leave a checkpoint alone, go into the death route, complete the death route, get all the boxes, backtrack, break the checkpoint, and then go back into the death route to do the other part, which is what we're going to be doing in a minute. So hopefully I can stay strong in this part to get the invincibility, because having invincibility in this death route makes it a lot easier, as you will see in a minute. So that's the strategy to that. I'd say this death route is comparable to Crash 1 difficulty, so you've got to be really careful. So what you've got to do is you've got to jump on here, get invincibility, and now I can just slide through everything. Yay! Because I mean, it's very easy to do. And now you've got to go all the way back and break that checkpoint. So you sort of have to do the death route twice without getting hurt, Marcus. And interestingly enough, I'm actually planning on live streaming again this weekend on Friday. If anybody's watching this at the time it was uploaded, at midnight again in UK time. It's about 7 PM in Eastern US. So now we're going to break the checkpoint, and we're going to go back into the death route, this time to get the gem. So there is actually a certain way to do it. Whereas before, what I used to do is I used to complete the death route the normal way, getting all the boxes, but there was like a glitch I could do to where you could not fall down the hole and get the gem in the original game. However, that's no longer relevant in Insane Trilogy now, so I had to find a new way around to do it, and I wish I'd done it that way all the way along. Oh no, I did not want to do that. I died. Anyway, I'll see you back there. Okay, so we're now back on the path what we were on before. So hopefully this time I won't screw up like I did the last time, which shouldn't be too hard not to do. And I believe there's this crusher right here. Not here. I can't remember where I screwed up. Here. Oh no, not again. Right, I see you back there. Okay, so now we're back where we was, and we can get the gem. Yes! Nice one. So now what you got to do is you've got to die. Now we've got the gem, because the gem does get saved when you die. And now we're back on the normal path. And here is a really weird glitch that only affects Insane and not the original game. If you can probably hear, we now have the music from the Death Route still playing in the normal part of the level. And this gets stuck in the level right till the end now. So if you're actually going for both gems, you've got to complete the level with the Death Route music still playing, which is really odd. I have no understand why that is. I'd have thought it'd be something that patched by now, because it is. I think we're on 1.07 now, so that's 7 patches later, and they start to fix this bug, which is really weird that we've now got Death Route music playing throughout the whole level, which was probably not intended, unless the developers don't know about it, but it should not be happening at all. Oh, hang on, the normal music's come back. That's never happened before, but anyway, that was really odd. That was really weird. That was really strange. I don't understand why the Death Route music keeps playing throughout the level, but at least we've got it fixed now, so. Maybe it ain't got the music triggers programmed into Insane, so it changes back. Which I'd have thought are really easy to program, but obviously the developers haven't fixed it yet, so Cold Hard Crash is actually going better than I thought. It's just getting this crate behind these nitros, which is a real challenge, so. Nice one. See if I can get this life up here. Yes, usually I miss that, but today I didn't. So here we go. This is where we was when we completed the Death Route the last time, so we've just got this last stretch to complete now. Hopefully we can do that without dying, like I did twice in the Death Route, which is totally messed up. But it is a hard Death Route, so not that I'm making excuses for myself at all, but this was my favourite warp room in Crash Bandicoot 2, however I think it's now the second one, because as I said they made the jumping a little bit challenging in hanging out, especially in the bonus round, so. And I believe we've got all the boxes. Oh yes. And well, these are out of sync, these stones. That's very not normal, but anyway, Cold Hard Crash now completed. And geez, this has taken like 9 minutes to complete. 9 minutes to complete one level. Heck, this is a long level. But anyway, hopefully we should get the rest of the levels in under half an hour. Simply because they're not as long. Yes. So now we're going to go into Ruination, which is a second Ruin level, which I absolutely love the Ruin levels in Crash 2, like I've said before, in parts 4 and 5, I believe. So we're now in our second Ruin level, which has a gem path in it. So this gem path is quite easy, so that's quite a relief. And I kind of love the rain as well, especially with the water ripple effects on the screen. That's really cool, I've always thought, but I definitely like how they had the rain in the original game as well. And how the rain gets heavier when you go into the Death Route, so. Well, the gem path. I keep confusing Death Routes and gem paths, so it's something I should stop, but anyway. Trying to get them jumps over them nitros perfect for the simple reason the jumping is not as accurate anymore in. Well, it seems a bit heavier in Insane. Hang on a second. Right, you can see that there. I'm just wondering if you can actually jump across. Do you need the green gem? I don't think you can do it because I've tried it in Road to Ruin, but I'm going to try it here. Oh! No way! Oh my... Oh, no way at all. You can actually do that now. I'm not too sure if you could actually do that in the original game, but... No way at all you can actually do that. You don't actually have to have the green gem to do the gem path. You learn something new every day, don't you? I mean, wow, that's... I don't think the developers would have been happy about that, but... But yeah, you can actually do this gem path without having to have the green gem. So... There's just no way I can believe you can do this, so... Whoa, that was close. I totally lost the balance there, but... Yes! So that's the clear gem collected, so... Now I just need to die, or death abuse, so that I can walk back to do the rest of the level so I can get the other gem. But I mean, just... Seriously, like... No way you can just slide and jump over here, like... What? Like, no way you can do that at all, I mean... Wow! As if! But anyway, we're now going to do the bonus round, which is probably one of the most tedious bonus rounds in the game. I'd say this is probably harder than the death route, even though we can't lose lives in it, but... Who would have known? You can actually do the gem path without actually having the gem, so... As I say, you find something out new every time you watch a new YouTube video or play a game, so... Hopefully I can get this right without falling. Because this is quite a tricky... death route, so... Oh, bonus round. I don't know why I'm mixing everything up again, but... So that's the bonus round done correctly the first time around. But my strategy for this is to bounce on each of these crates twice. Although this bouncing is quite tricky and insane, I will admit. Oh, and I'm actually wondering if you can actually jump down to the gem path from here. You know, I might actually go back into the level after I've recorded this part and try that. I'm sure I've tried it before and it doesn't work, but... You know, it's actually worth a try. I might actually go back in this level and try it. Oh no, I knew I'd do that. I knew I'd mess that jump up, but... At least the bonus pads now act as a checkpoint, which is a really nice touch in Insane. Which I'm pretty sure was not in the original game at all. In fact, it wasn't, so it's a nice thing that they've put that in. So that's that. So it's just getting this green nitro box, which doesn't seem to work so easy in Insane, whereas you could actually spin the enemy into it before in the original game, which I'm sure you can do in Insane, and I've done it before in Insane, I know, but it is a lot harder to do in Insane. And another cool thing as well, like I haven't really mentioned before yet, is that Insane actually uses pill-shaped hitboxes, whereas the original games used square hitboxes, so that's why some of the jumps are harder in Insane. I do kind of wish that they made the controls a bit more responsive, so... But I mean, the new hitboxes do kind of make sense, you know, to bring it into like modern gaming. So now what we're going to do is... we're going to go back into Ruination really quick, and I'm going to make a quick cut to where we're back in the bonus round, just so we can find out if we can actually get to the gem path from the bonus round. So, I'll see you all there. So now we're back to where we was before, so what I'm going to try now is to see if I can jump over to the death route from here. And apparently you can't, because there's an invisible wall, so you can't exactly jump over to the gem path. I keep calling it a death route, I don't know why, so obviously that's failed, so we can't do that anymore, so we're going to go back and do the last level, which will be behaving. I wanted to see if I could get to the gem path from the bonus round, but it appears you can't, for the simple reason there is an invisible wall put there now, so stopping you from accessing it. At first I thought I had it, but nope, it's not going to work because there's now an invisible wall. Now this level I much prefer to digging it, for the simple reason I kind of like the bees, the way that multiple bees release, even though you've got to be quick. There's no way to spin it, so it like adds mini chase levels, sort of like, into the level, like small chase sections, so that's a really cool thing. And it's quite close every time, and also there's no death route as well, which you've got to backtrack for, so that's an added bonus too. And that was close because I was then going to double jump, which is something I do a lot. I tried to double jump in Crash 2, and I also tried to hover at the end of a jump in Spyro 1 as well, so that's something I always keep screwing up on. But anyway, that's the checkpoint now collected. Can I get to the end of this without having to go underground? Oh, well no. I'm probably glad that I did go underground there, because that was pretty close. So that's that. So now we're going to go into the secret path, which is by jumping onto these indestructible nitro crates right here, which are actually probably just steel crates in disguise, which you go on top and it now takes you to a secret area. So where you can now get the purple gem, of which in the original game you didn't have to defeat all these, but now you need to get the mushrooms in order to bounce over because they've adjusted the heights of some things in Insane. But what I'm going to... you don't have to complete this path, but I'm going to try to complete this path. Just to see if I can do it, because I can't see why I can't, because it's very similar to the secret path in Unbearable, and I don't think I'm meant to do that, Marcus, and I died, so obviously I did not complete that secret path this time around, so it doesn't matter because at least I've still got the purple gem. So at least we're now back to where we was, so but I just love the visuals of these games, Spyro Reignited and Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, for the simple reason I just love the vibrant colours and the sort of like bold looks everything has, which is not something at all you see in later games, because a lot of new games seem to look really grey and dull, so like there's not much colour to them at all, which is kind of sad, because lots of old games used to have that. Although I've never really been an advocate for visuals, so I basically play video games just for the story and as well as the gameplay, not for the graphics. So we're now into our bonus round right here, which is quite a challenging one. I mean, it's not as challenging as the one in Digging It, because you don't have to do that high jump, although you don't have to do that high jump, because I only just recently discovered this high jump in Insane. I nearly said Reignited then, I don't know why I keep doing that, but that high jump is quite tricky. And why did you not die? You are dying. because I intended you to die. Awesome. So that is that. That is the last level of the 4th warp room, mountain warp room now completed, to where we now face Dr. Engine. Which I don't think he was actually called Dr. Engine in the original. I think they put Doctor in Insane. I'll have to go back and check that, but regardless of that, so we're now going to face him, which will be our 4th boss, and then I'm going to wrap this part up because we're going to leave the last warp room for part 7, which will be all of the levels in the 5th warp room. So anyway, here we go with the cutscene.
Crash, I have discovered that the opposition is being masterminded by Dr. Nitrous Brio, the inventor of the Evolvo Ray. Brio was responsible for our misunderstandings in the past. He forced me to assist him in his plot for world domination, and he's at it again. He will attempt to stand in our way. Be on your guard, Crash. Deliver the crystals to Engine.
And I sort of love how he mentions the Evolvo Ray as well. And I'm trying to do that thing where I stand on the middle platform again, which is not what you do in Insane Marcus, so we're now going to go into Dr. Engine. As I say, I love how he mentions the Evolvo Ray, because that's where it's first mentioned as well, or second mention, is in Crash to Insanity, which is one of my very top favourite Crash Bandicoot games. So here we face Dr. Engine, of which I will admit is a lot easier, and it sort of like has that red aesthetic to it now, as opposed to the previous yellow aesthetic, which is... So that's 2 changes that they've done in Insane to this boss. Although the shooting still doesn't seem as accurate, so I think I'm going to prefer this boss in the original game. Although I'm not really a fan at all, or particularly fond on bosses in Crash 2 and Spyro 1, and I died because I'm too busy talking and not actually concentrating on the game. So, we're actually going to have another attempt at this. I'm pretty sure that I'm not the only person doing this, so... And I just like to constantly fire, that's all I do. So hopefully this time round we should be able to get him, because it's not usually at all that I die in this boss, so... Nice. So that's 2 down, 3 to go. Although the last round is really easy. Especially now in Insane, because they've had them red targets, which show you where the bombs are going to fall. Although it did show shadows in the original game, it still does not sort of like point out, because I always missed the shadows when I used to play this game as a kid, so... Whereas if this was in... Let's say I were playing Insane as a kid, I probably wouldn't have missed them. And hopefully this time I should be able to get it. Yes. So hopefully before he fires his next rocket, I should be able to shoot the other one down. And I love having numbered number 1 and number 2. And I kind of like the design of Engine's ship as well. Although I do like Engine as a character. And I don't think I shot him enough then, I don't think it's going to go down this time, but... Yes! Well, that was lucky. I didn't exactly think I was going to get it then, but it definitely requires more shots in the original game, so Anyway, this wraps up this part. Now that we've got the rest of the mountain walk room fully completed, so... Anyway, that is that. I hope you all enjoyed this part, everyone. And of course, see you all in part 7, where we do the 5th walk room. So thank you so much for watching this part. I will see you all then.